Already one off. It's Chef.
Yep. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 5 of the BMW Classic Series here at GAVRA Racing. And joining me here tonight is Cypher Knight to cover this amazing race.
Hello and welcome to all out there.
And everyone, I'm very well aware that I've spelled Laguna wrong in a couple of times, or a couple of times in a few places on here. I don't know why y'all let me keep spelling, so that's on y'all. And for tonight's race, we are at Laguna Seca. It is 2.28 miles long, 11 turns. We are in for a 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying. I got those in the wrong order too. And nope, 10-minute race is not right either, y'all. We are in for a 40-minute race. So, as you can see, it's Monday. And Cypher Knight, I'm going to let you have it for just a minute.
Alright, well, I'm glad to be here, broadcasting over in the BMW series. Eagle-eared viewers will know that I usually commentate the Radical series on Fridays, but I was asked to come in and commentate here, which is fitting because now we have two Americans commentating an American race, so it all works out, I guess. So, I am positively new to the series. I don't know what these cars do. I barely know anybody here. So Jukebox is going to be helping me to see what these guys are made about, and well, we'll hope to just bring you a really good race and all. So yeah.
Oh yeah, these guys have been putting on a great show all season so far. They really had a hard time with the rain last week, so I think with these guys on this blistering hot track here at Laguna, it's definitely going to be a different show. As y'all can see, yeah, the track is 107 degrees Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. I think last week the track was around 70 degrees in the rain, so yeah, big difference.
Great. And for goodness sake, it's obviously a very classic track. Modern, a lot of modern series race here, including IndyCar. But I've never seen these cars take this track, so maybe you know a little bit more than I do.
I'm really curious to see what these guys do around here. So far, ESR Chef has been one of the stands out. He won last week. He loves the rain. We'll have to see how he deals with the heat, as he does go a little wide, so he might not be liking this extra hot track.
Yes, obviously Laguna Seca having, I guess we'll call it a famous corner, the blind left-hander there. Probably see a lot of drivers go off there as they try to negotiate it. See, Spantinati off. No, that's just misspoke there. I'm not sure who that was.
Yep, y'all excuse me for a minute here. I'm trying to see if I can correct my spelling mistake. So y'all just please bear with all the extra clicking in the background. There we go. I'll have that spelling mistake fixed in a minute. It looks like Chef so far is setting the fastest practice lap with a 135, I believe. But Rangeluk's hot on his tail, also with a 135. It looks like he's only about 0.7 seconds off.
So Salida, oh, just going through a spin there. Oh, very, oh, just hits the wall a little bit there. So yeah, I'm starting to realize that these cars don't really have any sort of traction to speak of. You're pretty much driving under your own power in most of these things.
Yeah, these cars really have a very happy rear end on them. And it's kind of one of those balances of getting it just right. Letting it slide a little bit, but not too much, which is one reason I'm terrible at these cars. It's one of the, if you can drift, this is definitely a great car that you're going to do well in. I, unfortunately, like I said, am not one of those.
Just see how quickly it comes up the blind left-hander there, and then it's pretty much all uphill. It's gonna be a very tricky braking zone for a lot of these guys to try to get the car slowed down there. Make sure that the back end doesn't slip out from you going downhill either. Enos has brought it really good through this section. It's probably going to be his fastest practice time.
Sorry about that, y'all. I thought I hit my mute button. Yep, hopefully y'all a little bit happier there. I got Laguna spelled right. It did take me a second.
He does go faster, Yeves, but he is pipped by ESR Chef, and who also was pipped by Squirrel. So obviously very close times for the top three. There's a little bit of disparity for the top four, but it is only practice.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have really been holding back during practice and not really showing quite what they've got. They've really been saving it for the qualifying.
One minute to go in qualifying, everyone's setting decent laps, but what you say is true, then we'll have a lot to expect more for the qualifying and the race.
Yeah, and it's, oh wow, we got a lot of guys sitting in the 136 range. Yeah, they've been getting themselves a little split up, but just like the timings that we see now, they've been in small packs around the track the whole time. And hopefully they won't get too spread out here tonight. Hopefully the corkscrew here really doesn't throw anybody for a bad loop. That's got to be such a hard one in this car. Oh. But yeah, they've been constantly battling from front to back for the whole race.
We should have more to say about this track, but it's more dirt everywhere.
Yeah, there's really nothing out there. I was starting to wonder what the weather prediction might be for the track for these guys tonight, and then I remembered where this track was, and yeah, just like you said, there's nothing out there but dirt.
But who knows, maybe the drivers can make it a little bit more interesting. Not so much track-wise, but on-track performance.
Oh, as Guri really looked like he turned in way too quick, or maybe when he hit the brakes, the rear got away from him there. Definitely not the place for that to happen.
will be the last or second to last driver across the lap, Kev Sinel right behind him to end off the practice session. And
Yep, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and put our championship standings up here, and we'll go over those real quick. Hopefully, I got these right. Probably a lot of misspellings. Yevsdog is in the lead with 105 points. ESR Chef is in second with 78. Solo third with 58 points. Soggy Squirrel fourth with 54 points. Sachetto in fifth, 48 points. He's having a runoff with Octane in sixth, also with 48 points. Randalux seventh, right behind them with 47. In eighth is Guri69 with 41 points. Techie's in ninth with 36 points. King Quinn's in 10th with 30 points. Crazy's in 11th with 28 points. Bananetti 12th, 25 points. Duke Martin is 13th with 22 points. Becerra 14th, 20 points. Percy 115 in 15th, with 19 points. And GJDM 92 in 16th with 14 points. And I'll get rid of this, and I guess we'll get down to seeing how these guys do for qualifying.
yes, Chef is the first driver on track, so he'll be the first around to start the first qualifying lap. Only 10 minutes, so probably only around a max of 4 laps.
Yeah, and as always, I'm sure Miss Chef is watching. Big shout out to Miss Chef. Thanks for watching. And King Quinn said his partner is also watching, so big shout out to Queen Vika. Hopefully King Quinn won't let you down today. But don't yell at him if he does. It's hard out there on track. Wait till he gets done racing and then yell at him.
So Chef is the first to cross the line, so he will take us on board for a lap of the Laguna Seca circuit. It's very, well, it usually is a short straight line section here, but they have to do really late braking into turn 1, then turns to a double left-hander into turn 2. You gotta make sure to use all of the curves there. Short braking here into turn 3, the right-hander. Another short straight, where this next section is usually sometimes you can let off a little bit, and then it's back onto the straight there. Another heavy braking zone down to third gear, sometimes second if the car doesn't get slowed down. And you have to make sure to hit your marks for the blind left-hander. Gotta brake around the foreboard. Just about keeps it there.
Yeah, that's a really bad place to run a little wide.
And then up the hill, also got to brake really quickly here to get the car slowed down. Make sure the rear tires don't overload. Get the car slowed up, and then you got to keep the car steady. It's likely to bounce around through this part right here. It's kept it through really nicely. It's got a few more turns to reach the end, and that will be a lap of Laguna Seca as he goes around the last turn. Let's see what his time will be. .134.5. So one of the fastest times we've seen yet. Let's see if anyone else can match it. Kev rolls around 144, so he's had a bad lap. Fantinati, his lap also invalidated as well. So, Squirrel goes first with 134.1. Quinn fourth with 136. And then Techie sixth with 138.10. He's the earliest guy to come across the line. Solo sets himself into fourth with a 135.2.
Kara carrying a little bit of front end damage already.
Yeah, it seems like his lap was invalidated there. Nieves coming across the line. Mercy with the 140 flat. Crazy only going 8th, the 137.9. So pretty spread out from the back half of the field.
Yeah, Stephanie I can't even pronounce the last part. It's Crazy's, not Crazy, I'm sorry y'all. Miss Chef is on the feed. Yeah, she's got high hopes for Chef, and yeah, Flip just says racing, and Art Big
So Chef.
just rooting for Chef and ESR. Yeah, just basically everybody on the feed's just rooting for a couple of people out on track. Chef definitely seems to be one of the favorite in this series so far.
Right. You definitely can't count him out. Squirrel in the pits so far, so he's pretty confident on his lap, as well as Gure and Solo. Well, Solo's coming back out now. Meanwhile, they're all chasing that 134 time, at least from fourth on down. Okay, so now he's a couple of tenths up, so he could maybe get fifth here if he keeps up.
Looked like he almost went a little bit wide there.
Yeah, small slide there. Keeps it together.
Yeah, this is definitely a slick track for these cars. Thankfully, I don't believe they'll have to take any tires as long as they take it somewhat easy. Well, if they run flat out the whole time, they may not have any tires come the end of the race Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely the rear tires can start to wear pretty quickly when you're driving the car on the edge like this, especially with the amount of slow speed corners that this track has to offer. Yes, a little bit wide off the last corner. I wonder if they're going to count that. I don't think it did.
GJDM also having a hard time early on in qualifying. Last week he was having a fantastic race, and then the bad luck kicked in, I believe, within just the last couple of laps, which, yeah, I would have hated to have been in his seat.
We're preparing for his lap. Randallup's coming across the line right now. Can he improve his time? No, not quite either. So quite a few invalidated times. This event's not across the line. Yeah, there's crossed the line. He made a faster lap, but stays 13. And Becerra also a line just behind him.
Yeah, with the only 10 minutes of qualifying, they really have to get out there fast and put in a good lap. With, like you pointed out, though, a couple of the guys did invalidate similar laps, which makes it even tougher to get a good lap in here. But it looks like, yeah, even during qualifying, these guys are already starting to battle it out a little bit. Solo almost got a little wide. Yeah, that's an easy turn right there to get a little wide on the exit. You think you've got it, you hit the gas a little too hard, and you just travel a little too far outside. I believe from the practicing that I've been doing, you're doing the GT1s, right?
Yeah, GT1.
Yeah. Are y'all doing Laguna?
I don't think we are, because we're heading off to Nürburgring.
Okay, yeah, that would make more sense. In the radicals, we have to come here to do it, and so far in my practicing, I found the race director is quite stringent on track limits in a couple of places. There's a few of them he will let you, he'll ride you for a little while, telling you to slow down, but he will drop it. But there's a few of them that he really won't give you much of a chance to even slow down before he gets you with a penalty. Like this inside corner right there, if you clip a little too much off of it, and it's just an automatic time penalty. He is not forgiving.
Yeah, it's so difficult because you're trying to get as much out of track as possible, but with a track like this, there really isn't a lot of runoff, if any, at all. It's kind of just due to the track layout, so you really are stretching the limits of how much you want to push.
Yeah, and as GJ's car is showing us, just like you said, there's not much runoff or anywhere to go. You're bound to hit a wall if you go off in a lot of places.
But qualifying is over. It seems like GJ doesn't want to finish that lap. ESR has been on the pits this entire last minute, so Soggy will likely get the pole. We'll see what times the rest of these guys finish up with. On board, that's Seca right in front of him.
Everybody battling to get that last lap in.
Seca goes into 6th place, so he displaces Kev Sinel. I believe abandoned that lap. Percy also not able to go faster. I believe Seca was the only person to go faster on that last lap. And so your qualifying is set.
So we will have Soggy Squirrel in first, Chef in second, Guri third, Solo fourth, Randalux fifth, Vaquera 6th, Sachedo 7th, Kev 8th, Bananetti 9th, King Quinn 10th, Techie 11th, GJDM 12th, Praise in 13th, Percy 14th, Yev's dog in 15th?
Yeah, he's 15th. So, quite a large grid. Very diverse field heading into this race.
Yeah, Yev's dog is usually one to set a very good qualifying time. I have not even thought about which one of us should take the lead here. I'm not that great at it. I can do it, but if you're good at it, then then yeah, you do it.
All right. Well, I don't know anyone here, so I'll only give you the basic of basic information.
See, and I'm still struggling to do that much. I usually get about halfway down the list and they're changing spots so much I have to give up because I can't keep up with everybody.
All right, well, I'll give you the rundown. It is Squirrel and ESR Chef on the first row of the grid. They look to set the best preset for this time or for this race. Then Gure third, Solo in 4th place. They round out the second row of the grid, not too far from the lights. Randalux is 5th, Becerra 6th. They round out row number 3. Then followed by Seketo and Kevsinel, the first person I actually know. They round out row number 4. Ventus, King Quinn 10th, they round out row number 5. Then it is Techie 11th, GJ in 12th, excuse me. And then Graze 13th, Percy 15th, they round out row number 7. And Nieves rounds off the last row of the grid for the BMW series.
Cypher Knight, I must say, that is some really nice camera work.
Thank you. I'm a natural at this.
I can tell. You really are.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe when my racing career is over, I'll go full-time in the camera business. But here we are, 4 red lights. I said 4 red lights here at Mazda Laguna Seca And it is off, and it is Chef with a great start. He displaces Soggy really quick off the line. Then it is Gure and Solo following close behind him. They look to get really good run into turn one, and behind him, that's Randalux looking for maybe a move on the inside of Gure, or except he'll go into the outside of him as he's down to fifth. Randalux running pretty wide there. He's now set in 3 wide with Kevsinel and Sakito. And now, as they go through the first set of turns, it is ESR Chef from Soggy, and then Gure. Solo, who manages to get or keep ahead of Randalux, and he stays in 5th place. Kevsinel stays in 6th. Then down the field, it is Saketo, Fentinati, Becerra, King Quinn runs a little bit wide there. Crazy running even more wide. He's now susceptible to Yeves, who passes him. He's now into 11th. Then Percy, Teki, and GJD, who I believe had an incident there in the first turn. He's fallen way back off the fallen pack. I'll let you get in a couple words.
Yeah, just hold on 1 second. I had some more of my misspelling.
I'll just
point it out to me.
Randalux looking for a little bit of move on Solo, though Kevsinel keeping up the pressure on him as well. So these guys battling for the 5th spot right now. ESR still keeping ahead, so he's gaining a little bit of a gap on Squirrel. And we sort of have the second group falling behind. Randalux looking, or excuse me, Kevsinel looking on him. He dives to the inside. That's Randy, and they make contact into the final turn, and that's Randy around. And he makes a little bit of contact with Fantinati.
Oh, and it looked like everyone was having such a great first lap, too.
Behind them, it's Becerra and Yeves fighting for 10th. Look to get it cleaned up after the group behind him. See Yeves looking down on the inside of Quinn. It does keep it. They're still side by side into turn 2. Oh, and just ahead, ESR has been overtaken by Squirrel. So Squirrel now in the lead of the race. Chef looking for a move. Soggy blocks to the inside. Gure behind him. Chef locks up, so that allows Gure onto the inside. And just behind them, that's Solo looking to capitalize on both of them. But managing to go really well through the blind left. As you can see, quite a lot of rear body. Or not, excuse me, Kevsinel there. As they try to get past Randalux, it's very tight. Kev has to get onto the brakes quite a lot to keep him behind. Randalux does cut the corner there a bit. We'll have to see if he has to give that time back. As you see both of them going at it there. Kevsinel still looking for a move again. He's going to try it again. The dive bomb, thinks twice about it, locks up very heavily. And I don't think he wanted a repeat of last lap.
No, these guys are not giving up at all, Cypher Knight. They are staying right on top of each other.
Oh, and right there, that's Yeves. Looking to the inside of Fentinati there. He's forcing his way through both a lockup from him and Kevsinel. So he's now looking for 7th place there. And Fentinati will get up to 9th place, so yeah. There it is.
Yeah, no, as you can tell, these guys are extremely competitive in this BMW. Oh, as Kev not loses it, and
Sakito.
Oh no. Thankfully, Bakara and everybody else did get by. Oh,
not quite.
Oh no.
Teki. Yeah, Teki hit the wall a bit.
It looked like maybe the curb kicked his back tire and just spun him right around and shot him straight into the wall. That was, oh man.
But I was gonna say, Quinn also having a little bit of trouble. He got slowed down by that, and now he finds himself behind Becerra. Although it looks like he'll get through that into 8th place. So yeah, a lot of trouble further down the grid, further up the grid. It is Gure, who's now ahead of Chef and Soggy, excuse me. So Soggy's lost 1st place, and now he looks on the back of Chef.
Yeah, I don't know how good Soggy Squirrel will be able to keep up with Chef. but he'll definitely be able to put some pressure on him, as we have Yev's dog close to the back of Random Lux coming down turn 1.
Yeah.
Really coming
Yev
into
is
the hairpin. Oh, and Yev's dog is going for the inside move. That was very clean pass.
Yeah, Yev has started very far down the field. It's impressive that he's already up to 5th.
That's why I was really shocked when he was in the bottom. If I was a better commentator, I would have probably looked to see if he maybe had an LMP or something, but I didn't, because I'm not a better commentator.
But we'll leave that to the technical directors.
But Guri, currently we are on as he's coming up the hill. Yeah, really hitting the brakes for the corkscrew. Who's it is? It is. Oh, he's got Chef right behind him, so yeah, he's definitely under a lot of pressure as they come down the hill.
He's starting to pull a little bit of a gap as they, excuse me.
Oh no,
I thought they were running.
Oh no, Chef got really close there for a second. I don't know if he had to tap his brakes to back off some.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yes, these guys will keep you on your toes, that is for sure.
Indeed, the cars are difficult to drive. It's no more different than the Radical series, really. As I believe ESR hit one of the distance signs there. I wonder if that'll smack up some hood damage. And speaking of hood damage, Sosolia's got a lot of hood damage. I wonder where his damage came from.
Was it him that hit the wall? But no, it was Teki, his teammate, that I think it was that hit the wall.
Or was it when, no, because no one made that much contact with Randalux. And also Fantinati with a lot of damage.
It's kind of weird though, because I guess it's one of Project Car's features. On my screen, I'm not seeing the damage, but I know they have damage because I remember seeing the incidences.
Well, either way, they're still keeping it on the track, so that's really good. And Chef is keeping a little bit of distance with Gure, and then Solo managed to get past Oral, so he's now up into the podium spot. Yaves, who's back up to 5th, so he's making his way through now, followed by Fantinati, Randalux, Quinn, Becerra, and Crazy. And then from there, it's pretty spread out.
As we are trying to look at the timer, we are just at 10 minutes into the race, 9 minutes. I think 9 minutes into the race, yeah. They've been getting themselves a little spread out, and then they kind of start gathering back up together as their tires start wearing out. But yeah, Chef is really not going to let Gure go. He's going to stay all over him and really keep the pressure on. I have to wonder though at this point, Cypher Knight, is Chef wanting to go for it, or is he just going to try to sit nice and comfy behind him for a little while? Ride out a few laps and just wait for the opportunity to present itself?
Well, there's definitely still plenty of time, but if you can get out there and maybe establish a lead, because Chef is a little bit quicker there as Gure gets it a little bit wrong, and now there he goes for the move up the inside, side by side, giving a little bit of space, but not quite.
Fantastic driving for both of those drivers to avoid all the contact during that pass, though. That was really good, because yeah, it looked like Guri was doing all he could to hold on to his car for a second there.
Chef looking a little bit around, but like I was saying, ooh, slides into turn one. That allows Chef to go up the inside, and I think he's just a little too wide to mount a challenge. And indeed, Chef does get around him for the lead of the race.
Radical guys, y'all, every time these guys start going through that turn, y'all close your eyes. You're not allowed to look at how these guys are passing on the inside. Don't look.
Well, last time they were out at Brands Hatch and it was raining here. Of course, I don't really know what it's like to imagine Laguna Seca in the rain, because it never does rain here.
No, it never does rain. I have tried it in the rain, and it was extremely difficult.
Meanwhile, at the same time of this is Quinn, who's defending from the Sarah. So Sarah putting in some decent lap times. He's catching up to him at the moment. So we got two battles going on down the field, and now that I notice it, Squirrel does have a time penalty of sorts. Let's see, he has a 2-second time penalty there, so probably for some track limits.
Yeah, so as long as Guri just stays right up behind him for the rest of the race, he's guaranteed the next spot. And Les Soggy Squirrel can really get him a good run and get out in front of him.
Speaking of that fight, that
Oh,
is
wow.
Guri going around. Ooh, that's Yevez. Yevez up the inside. Guri giving a little bit of a tap there. But now, oh, that's Solo, excuse me. So Squirrel into third, Guri down to fifth, and now Yevez slots into fourth place. He's not too far off from the leaders here.
No, he really isn't. 4 seconds from Chef and just over a second from Solo, so. But, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Squirrel and Yevez having an incident there. I sort of missed it on my screen, actually.
I didn't really, it didn't look like they made any contact. It looked like one just went a little wide, but of course, you know, I'm sure we've both seen it happen many times in project cars. There is contact, but it doesn't show. And of course, it's always
no. For a second.
No, I did not see any contact, but you know, the game does glitch, and of course, it's an entirely different perspective from being in the driver's seat from what we get to see here. So.
Well, meanwhile, this is Fentonati looking for a move on Squirrel now. So 6, so he'll be looking to make up that time. Meanwhile, up front, Chef has finally started to make a gap towards Solo, who's now expecting Guri behind him. Was at the front of this pack, has now started to lose quite a bit of pace here. He's now under pressure by both Fentonati and Yevez behind him.
Yeah, and King Quinn has managed to get himself a little bit of distance.
Yeah, this is Randall just joining on the back of this fight.
And from what I've seen of Randall so far in GAVRA Racing, he should be catching up. Usually he catches up pretty quick, puts a lot of pressure on. We'll have to see if he can make it around both of them or not, though. But Randall has proven himself to be quite the strong driver.
Oh, it's so Fentonati. Yeah.
He's
now under pressure.
Yeah, that's
very simple pass by Yevez. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. I was just looking, and I was kind of on the edge of my seat at those two going side by side right over the top of that hill. Me personally, I'll back
Quinn.
out. Oh no.
At the bottom of the corkscrew, it's Quinn who just got it wrong there. And Becerra and Randall past him. Looks like Crazy also will challenge him for 9th. Crazy getting it wrong as well, a little bit.
Yeah, these cars really don't like to rotate all that great through the turns for me. They really are, like you said earlier, very tricky to drive.
Speaking of which, Kevsonel has a penalty now as well. So 1 second penalty for Kevsonel, so likely for track limits as well. And as I say that, JG has a time penalty. 1 second for him as well. So this guy's starting to accumulate some. But ESR is checked out now. Oh, in the back, Randalux.
No, Randalux.
Spun it just there off of turn 3.
Yeah, that's a tricky one in the radical as well. If you take just a little bit too much of that curb, and it just kicks the back tires out from up under you. But he did really good to keep it out of the wall right there. That's where I usually go straight into.
Alright, so crazy after, well, he was coming up behind King Quinn, although he's managed to gather it back up. And Sakito, I was wondering where he went. He's all the way down into 13th now.
Yeah, that early race spin out really put a hurting on him. Hopefully he can catch up with somebody and at least get to do a little bit of. Oh no! I'm just gonna shut up now and stop talking about him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look away right now, Cypher Knight. I feel pretty bad about that.
It happens to the best of us. I was just about to say he's starting to catch up to Kevin Techie up ahead of him, but we kind of went and jinxed him there.
Yeah, I think I really did.
The race is nearly half over. There's still battles going on down the track. Randalux is trying to get back to where he was. He's got Quinn and Crazy just ahead of him in the distance there.
Yeah, he's not too far off from Crazy. He's just a half a second gap right now. But he's got Techie 0.7 seconds right behind him. So he might, I don't know. He may go for it over the hill. I don't know. That's a tough one. That'd be a ballsy move right there. Oh, he did go for it and make the pass on top of the hill. Wow.
Yeah. So Randalux back in the 9th. Can he chase after Quinn? Meanwhile, just ahead of that, we do have the battle for second place, Solo and Gure. Gure's actually caught back up to him. Oh, as I say that.
Oh. All right, that one was not me. I didn't do that one. Oh, poor Guri. Oh, hopefully he'll be able to catch up and at least hold on to a good 6. Maybe he'll be able to catch back up and get himself back on the podium. I hope he can. He was having a really good race. Really goes to show you just how. Oh, and Fananetti really carrying some damage. How tricky these cars can be.
I was gonna say he was doing great, but yeah. See, it's not a superstition; it's real.
Oh no! At first I thought it when I first started commentating with GAVRA Racing. Fana said something to me about it, and I was like, that's just dumb sports superstition. But yeah, no. Commentator's curse it's very real, unfortunately.
But I mean, you have to talk about them.
Yeah, we can't not talk about them. Just every so often we go to wish them luck, and it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, obviously we don't wish any GAVRA racer harm or anything. It just seems to be a thing that happens.
Yep, King Quinn seems to be doing all right now, though. But how long can he keep ahead of Randalux, we'll have to see.
Yeah, you can see just up in the distance, that's Becerra. Becerra able to keep the gap to Quinn. Quinn hasn't really been able to make it the time after his incident. He's falling into Randalux's clutches now. Oh, is a steady lock up there.
It seems most of the drivers are going a little deep into that turn. Even when they have somebody behind them, which is where we've seen a lot of the passes, it just opens them up to come down the inside. So,
Right.
Radical guys, y'all go back and just erase everything out of your head that I just said. You know, y'all run really wide through that turn.
But Randalux is caught up a lot to Quinn, so might be looking for a move, and they've actually caught up to Becerra not too far in front of them. So, looking at a three-way battle for 7th here as Randalux just really closes in. That might have been a tiny bit of contact, just a little bit of that.
Yeah, you know Randalux had to have been standing on his brakes right there. If y'all could have heard it, y'all have heard me hitting my floorboard too. I was trying to hit the brakes for him.
He's super close. Looks like King Coin is going to allow him around the outside, and Randalux does in fact make the move around the outside. So Randalux into 8th place, and now he's going to chase after Becerra. And well, just ahead of them, with Gure, who's now fallen back into the clutches of Fentinati.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he can keep him fended off. We'll have to see if he can keep him going. Soggy Squirrel, all that damage. These cars are so hard to see out of in the cockpit view once they get some hood damage too.
Right.
But I guess on the bright side is that they're big boxes. It's not like they have much aero to them, so you don't really lose a lot of aero if you have a little front end damage or something.
Must be nice to not drive such a aerily dynamic car. It doesn't spin out on you every 5 minutes.
Oh man, that GT1 that you're driving, that thing just has so much power. But I imagine it's real easy to spin out on the corners in that thing, and I imagine it's the aero on the Radical is a little bit durable, but it's completely detrimental to the car if you get just a little damage to it. I would imagine that GT1 is the same for y'all.
Yeah, it definitely kind of in the same way of these cars. It's fairly easy to overload the back tires and then kind of spin it out in one of the faster corners. It's definitely just about where the weight of the car is moving. It seems like because a lot of these guys are having a hard time breaking into turn 1, see the weight's just not being distributed evenly through these cars, so it's causing a lot of lockups and problems there.
Yeah, no, every time I tried to drive one of these when I went around the corner, it either felt like I couldn't get the rear. Oh,
solo.
Just coming over the crest of that hill, if you're not on the brakes just right, then the rear end just lifts up and really spins you around.
Might have gotten on the curb there under braking. That might have upset the car for solo. And now this puts Yeves into 2nd place. And this is where Chef is, just up the road there.
Chef's still having almost a 13-second lead though, so with what we have about 15 minutes left.
Oh, Sarah's off. And Randalux also, I believe, had an incident with him. Sarah's down to 10th.
But it did promote Crazy on up into 9th, as long as he can keep Sarah fended off, which I don't know. I'm one of those drivers that once I get a spin off or something like that, it leaves me shaking up for a lap or two. It takes me a little while to get back in the groove.
Ahead of them,
Oh,
Solo's in the wall.
oh, he went way off. That's a lot of
Yeah,
sand to get back through.
I think he was in the middle of fighting with Gure and Fentonati, and then I believe the, either there was contact there or something else happened because he went far off the track in turn 3.
Yeah, he really did. And this, if you get far enough off, the sand is incredibly hard to get back through and get on track.
But now it is Fentonati looking to catch up to Gure there for the 3rd place. Now that Solo has gone off, wonder. It looks like he's brought the car back, so maybe not too much damage from it.
Yeah, hopefully he's just carrying a few extra pounds of sand in his bodywork or something, and like you said, not carrying any damage.
Yeah, we were just about to say how difficult it was for these cars to under braking specifically, and there you kind of see 2 cars going off there due to braking related incidents.
Oh, yeah, what I was saying earlier is, yeah, every time I've tried to test drive these, it's either I can't get the rear end to rotate, or it's just rotating to such a degree that it literally feels like, you said, the weight distribution is literally just moving the rear end around. Didn't seem to be much of a in between. Which I do have to admit, the Radical is just so light and it has so much downforce that the weight moving around on that thing really is not an issue at all.
Right. Crazy didn't have a. Excuse me, Randall didn't have a good lap, so that's allowed King Quinn to close back up there. He could pose a challenge for 7th place, but I was gonna say Crazy now falling a little bit farther back, so the Sarah could maybe get back into 9th place after his incident.
It looks like GJDM has gone in the pit. Hopefully he's just... Oh. Yeah, it's going to take him a second to get back out.
Yeah, he had an incident there, I wonder. But this is with the leaders, I believe. Gure, yeah. This is with Gure and Fentonati going around to open up the gap to Fentonati just there.
So he's really opening himself a gap on up. It looks like most of the guys for a lot of the part are fairly stretched on out at this point. How long have we got? Down to 12 minutes, so we should be hitting about the time tire wear should really start kicking in a lot.
Right. This is the closest battle on track between Quinn and Brand Deluxe for 7th place. Both these guys just having consistency issues of their own. They're both really fast.
Yeah, these two have been battling it out since the Academy. They battled it out in the Academy, they battled it out in the Clio Cup. So they're really used to getting real close to each other, so Randall Lux does get right up on him. It'll be interesting. Oh, and as I say that, there goes Randall Lux getting...
just there. Ooh, it gets the turn wrong there.
He does go a little wide. I got a feeling if he pushes hard, I think he can still catch back up with King Quinn, which... And it does seem to be Randall Lux's pattern to a degree. He gets right up on somebody, and he goes a little wide, makes a small mistake, catches back up.
Well, now he's under. Ooh, in front of them, that's Randall Lux right there. He spun it. So even further down the field for him. And that's Kevsinel right there. He's looking to get past as well.
It does look like he's who do we have? We have Soggy Squirrel, Kevsinel, and GJDM are all three carrying time penalties at this point, right?
Correct.
So even if Kev does get by Randall Lux, he'll have to get a pretty good lead here at the end of the race for it to really be beneficial. Other than just I have to admit, it's always satisfying to make a pass, whether it really nets you the place at the end of the race or not. It just feels good to pass somebody.
But with that, now that's brought a Crazy and Becerra into this fight, because they're now fighting for 8th place, while Quinn has been able to check out from them. So Becerra could maybe try to get back at Crazy, or not Becerra, Randalux could try to get back at Crazy there, excuse me.
He is not very far from him. This seems to be the part of the track where everybody's pushing a little too hard and keep spinning out, so hopefully they keep it together.
Becerra just running a little bit wide as you say that.
It's so easy to push a little too hard through on the corner exit of those and take yourself wide.
Well, we're less than 10 minutes to go, so everyone's pushing for what they got. But as it stands, Chef currently is still your leader here at Laguna Seca, followed by Yevis, who's made a really good recovery drive, and then Gure follows him in 3rd. Antonati has not been able to capitalize, so he sticks in 4th for now. Solo Salida is in 5th by himself, followed by Sagi, who was also up there but has fallen down due to just not being able to keep up the lap times. And then King Quinn, who's also been able to get into a bit of a gap of his own. He's currently sits 7th. Behind him, we have the first real battle on track between Crazy and Stera.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Sarah can run down Crazy. Does get a little bit out. It gets a little bit closer, and Crazy manages to pull back away a little bit. But
behind them, that's Randalux also.
Yeah, I think Randalux is definitely going to have an impact on the Crazy and Becerra battle. If Becerra can get around Crazy, he didn't quite have enough speed going to get down the inside there. If he can manage to get by Crazy, he'll be in a good position, but right now, the way I see it is he's going to quite possibly get locked in between these two and locked in that position of trying to, as we do have just a little bit of a bump.
Yeah, Becerra's trying to block the inside, not let Crazy in there, or Crazy's blocking the inside, not letting Becerra in there. So, making it known that he's not going to give him the inside line there.
Yeah, and at the same time, Becerra is going to have to start taking a little bit of a defensive stance himself to keep Randalux fended off, and it's a hard position to be in, trying to attack and defend all at once.
Right. Crazy looking a little bit weak. Maybe Becerra will look for a move. Randalux definitely catching up now. He's there in this fight for 8th place.
Yep, we are down to right at 5 minutes, and yeah, Cypher Knight, this is definitely the battle on the track right here with these three guys. Got a feeling Becerra's going to try for the inside.
It's
Yep.
really close.
Just he's not carrying quite enough speed to get the exit on him. Of course, Crazy's also doing a fantastic job of making his car really wide and not allowing Becerra by.
Randall's very late braking. It's nearly 3 abreast going into turn 1. But Crazy's still holding on.
Yeah, and as we can see, there's not much of anywhere for Randalux to go, because you have 2 defensive cars in front of you. You've got both lines taken up. There's not much space. Oh!
Randalux, yeah, I was wondering where he went. He spun off that curb, and behind him it looked like Seca also had a small incident of his own, but yeah, Randalux just kind of falling off between that. Ooh, Crazy has in fact given up the spot to Becerra, or no, he hasn't.
Does look like he might have got a little bit more out in front of him, though. But yeah, Becerra still, he's right on top of him. I would not want to be in Crazy's driver's seat right now, because he is definitely feeling the pressure. He's been behind him now. Good 4 or 5 laps easily. Oh, as he tries to go for the inside. I don't know. No, he's still just not quite in the position. No, Crazy's just doing too good of a job of keeping him fended off and taking the right line through the turns. He is not going to give up that spot. He said, I've got my 8th. You can't have it. Tough shit. Tough luck. Oops.
Oh, right there. Crazy might have given him a little too much space. Becerra looks to go around the outside. How much space is he going to give him? Just enough. That is Becerra up to 8th place.
Yep, what is, I believe it, yes, that same turn for just about everybody. If you get, it seems if they give them just a little too much room on the inside, then that's the pass.
Chef, I think, has 2 more laps to go for him, if I'm correct. But just there, Crazy is not falling too far off of Becerra, and Randalux is slowly coming back into this.
As Randalux does go, he goes a little too deep again.
He just goes a little bit wide, so Randalux does have the speed, although he might not be able to catch Crazy. It depends.
Then I think he may find himself in almost the exact same position he was in a few minutes ago, kind of locked behind 2 cars that are battling it out. You know, they just, as we already saw, they're really not going to present him much of an opportunity to get by both of them. Crazy made sure he got the inside that time. Hopefully Crazy will be able to catch up a little bit. I'd like to see him move on back up.
Yeah, he's only right there. He just needs a little bit more, although I think at this point he needs Becerra to make a mistake.
Yeah, from this view you can really tell that he's just a little outside reach.
Law behind them. Actually, this is Kexanel. He has a chance to maybe catch up to Sequito, who had to get out of the way for some lap for, I believe, ESR right in front of him, so Kev could maybe make a run for 11th here at the death of it. But am I correct? Yes, this is ESR Chef just in front of him.
Yeah, Chef now 15.5 seconds in the lead. He's really walked off with this lead. he really enjoyed that first place win, I think, last week, and so did Miss Chef. So he's definitely going for it again.
Yeah, this is him coming across the line right now. He is looking to win here at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. It is Chef. And right there, looks like Hevstina will not be able to catch up to Seca there. Meanwhile, the battle for 8th still going on as Becerra just kind of keeping ahead of Crazy. And that's Yeves there coming across the line to finish second there. Really good second place from him. And then Gure to finish 3rd.
Yeah. Well, Cypher Knight, I think we have seen some amazing racing out of all these guys from the front to the back tonight.
Shantanati across for 4th there. And Solo Solita also coming across for 5th. You will King Quinn, who's up to 6th. He was actually able to pass Squirrel there. I think Squirrel with the small incident there has allowed Quinn to get into 6th place. And then back here you still have battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th between Sarah, Crazy, and Randalux. So it looks like Sarah's gonna hold it through on the 3 of them.
Oh, as Randalux was really sliding it around that corner. I guess at this point he doesn't have a whole lot to lose. He might as well just go all out.
Right, and indeed it is Becerra across the line. He will get 8th, 9th from Crazy, and Randalux does actually get a late race time penalty of 1 second.
Huh. Well, that was an amazing race. I guess I can go down through the rundown for everybody real quick. We had Chef as our winner with a 15-second lead. That was an amazing run by Chef. Yev's Dog in 2nd. Fury69 in 3rd. Fananetti in 4th. Solo 5th. King Quinn 6th. Soggy Squirrel 7th. Hera 8th. Crazy 9th. I believe, who is that?
Randalux in 10th.
Randalux, okay. Yep. Sorry, y'all, I'm looking at a little bitty screen here. Randalux is in 10th. And Cicado is 11th. Kev is 12th. Techie 13th. Percy 14th. GJDM 15th. And yep, GJDM ended up coming in last. I'd hope he'd had a pretty good run this week after last week. Like I said, he had a really good run last week, and then just the last couple laps. Yep. Y'all, if you like what you see and you want to try out sim racing, go to the website gavraracing.altavista.org. You'll find all the information on there. If you're new to sim racing, there's the academy, and the links are there to send Gavra a message. He'll get right back with you. And there's the Discord link in the bottom right hand side of the webpage. And if you want to help support us here at Gavra Racing, because we are a purely community driven community, it sounded weird. You know, any donations you give do help out. It does, just, you know, if nothing else, the website does cost money to keep up and running and everything. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for the F1 races, and make sure you catch Cypher Night Wednesday for the GTE at 3 o'clock US, and I believe it'll be 2100 Italy time. And Cypher Night, I'm gonna shut up and let you sign us out now.
It's fine. I'll also be commentating on Friday's Radical race, but yeah, you kind of summed it up. Thank you for all those who have watched here today. I'm glad that I could be the guest commentator here for an All-American track and an All-American lineup. So thank you once again for having me here. you sign us out then once we're gone.
All right. Yep. And yep, y'all. Huge special thanks to all the administrators and commentators at GAVRA Racing, and Jukebox, and
I've been Cypher Knight 77.
thanks for watching. Y'all have a good night.